Hello, everybody. Psst.
Hey, Hunter.
Oh God, no, not not another one of you guys.
Need your attention real quick. Just you and me.
No.
Oh, yes. Okay. So, it looks like we got a bit of a situation here, eh? So, turns out that, of course, since we spent so much money on the last video, or rather, E-Money spent so much money, we are actually, we don't have a budget for this video.
What do you mean we're out of budget? What?
So, we can't do any of those special effects, any of that special stuff today, alright? So, just do a basic video. Just throw it up on screen, play with it for about 5 minutes, and then we'll call it a day, alright? Alright, good talk.
Okay, so you're telling me that because of all the special effects we used on Parallax, that this video has to be downgraded. That's what you're telling me.
We'll take the monthly expenses, minus the deductible, push that. So our budget is about here. Oh, my bad. Sorry about that. Let me try that math again one more time. All right, so it's most expensive, deductible. All right, so our budget's about here. Oh, okay. All right. My bad on that one. All right. So third time's the charm. That's what they always say. Third time's the charm. So let's go ahead and yep, right there. Yep. Oh, look at that. We got a whole big old zero. It's good stuff. Whole zero. Nothing. Nada.
God damn it. All right.
Yeah, so basically, here's the situation. So we spent all the money on Parallax, and then we spent more money on this plugin. So really, we have no money for special effects, or much of anything really at this point. We just don't have any money.
I just
Do what you need to do. Figure this out. I'll be here helping you the whole time. Just make sure you stay on the budget, okay? Thank you.
let's escape.
If I shave, it'll bring down cooling costs. Damn it. I have to save this video. Let's do this.
Does that count, bro? Patrick is in a bikini.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Hounser64, and for all of you coming back to the channel, welcome back. All you people who have never been to the channel, hi, and please subscribe. Thanks. Today, I'm sure you guys all see the title, we are actually going to be going over the Neural DSP Archetype Plini plugin. Let's actually dive into the plugin. I don't want to waste anyone's time here, and let's get this review started. So, right now, what we're looking at, hold on, let me put my guitar away. So right now, what we're looking at is the actual standalone app. So what Neural DSP does with these is they actually have a plugin you can use inside of your DAW, as well as a standalone application you can use outside your DAW. So if you just want to write riffs on the go, or if you really don't have a DAW and you just need to practice, but you can't crank your amp in an apartment, stuff like this is actually a really good alternative because you literally just plug your guitar straight into your interface, and then all the sounds are done within the actual app, and it's pretty fantastic if I do say so myself. So right away, since we're on the standalone, we are going to have a couple options down here, if you can see these. So these options, this is your settings, this is going to be your MIDI, this is a tuner, and then this one is a metronome. So the metronome is basically allowing you to have control over your post effects, and the tuner is actually a built-in tuner that you can use on your guitar, because not every guitar player for some reason has a tuner. So if you do it,
nifty.
the big thing that I really like about the standalone app, so if you actually go into your settings, you actually have audio settings, and the audio settings allow you to actually control a lot of different things. So you have your audio device type, of course. You can have it come straight from your interface. You can have it come through your sound card, built into your PC, whichever one you want. Your output device is, of course, my interface. My input is also my interface. Surprise. And then you can choose which channels you want outputted. So say like you want to click on one side and guitar on the other, you could put your click on channel 1 and then put your guitar on channel 2, and now your guitar sound is only going to be on the actual channel 2, whether it's left or right, depending on where you pan it to. Audio input is basically the input on the interface, obviously. The sample rate is something I've actually never really talked about before, and I feel like maybe we should do a video on it at some point, but sample rate is just basically, it's like how many snapshots it's taking of your audio. The hardware buffer size is the sample rate. So it's the sample rate from the actual interface. So keep in mind that when you go up in samples on your interface, you will get more latency from your hands to the actual plugin. Usually recording, you want the lowest latency possible, and with mixing, you want the highest sample rate possible. The MIDI input device is basically, if I wanted to put my keyboard through it, it can go through this, or if I have some external MIDI device I wanted to use, I could also map that through this amp, and it would work for that too. So let's actually go over what is packaged in this. So if we take a look at this, this is the cab, or not the cab, this is the amp head section. So on the amp head section, you have 3 different choices. You have right here, which I'm pretty sure these are all based off of moons, by the way, and I might be completely off on this. Sorry. I think this is supposed to be, I think it's a new moon. I want to say, I think new moon, or no, full moon. Full moon's the one where it's nice and bright. And then so full moon is going to be your clean channel. As you can see here, it looks very nice, beautiful. I love this design, by the way. The next one is going to be crescent moon, which is not, it's a distortion, but it's more of like a crunch distortion. Of course, you can always dial up the gain and everything more if you want to, but crescent moon is kind of like for that kind of nice melodic, smooth kind of lead. There is, I believe it'd be called a new moon. And the new moon is basically full on gain. Up here, it's the same thing as the parallax. You have your input, the gate, the mode, oversampling, your presets, and output. None of that has changed since parallax. And if you don't know anything about like what I went over in parallax, you can go ahead and click on the video right here, or the link, I'm going to link it in the description. But yeah, be sure to check that one out, because I am actually very proud of that video. Not a lot of people watch that, and I'm very sad about that. Let's actually go through the chain and how it's set up. So the first part is actually going to be your pedals that you're going to have before you go into the amp head. That's very important. This isn't something you're running on your effects loop like you would at the tail end, like on these guys. This is something that's going from your guitar to these pedals to the amp head. So you have a compressor, which is basically perfectly ideal for leads, of course. And then you have an overdrive that, for the perfect modern metal tone, The next thing is what we already went over, the amp head section, so we could skip that. After that, you're going to have your graphic equalizer. Same thing as parallax, except I believe this one is a 7-band equalizer. So it's not as much freedom as you would want. Like for me personally, I'm a huge fan of scooping out a lot of like 750, 760-ish. But of course on this band, you don't have that luxury. So normally I'm scooping a little bit of 500, maybe a little bit of 1K, depending on who's singing. The next thing we're going to talk about is right here, the cab sim. So with the cab sim, it's kind of the same thing as parallax. You have the choice of the microphones, of course, same microphones, and you can adjust positions, distance, level, pan, phase, all that. And once again, if you want to know more about that, go ahead and check out parallax. I went more in depth on that one. And then last but not least, we have the effects loop, which is going to have your delay and your reverbs on it. And these two are absolutely phenomenal. I love these things. They sound really good no matter what you're doing with them. So no matter how much I try to push it, so let's say I push presence all the way, like completely up like that, it's still not going to be super hard. See? Even, and let's say I boost the treble all the way up as well as the presence, same exact thing. So a lot of amps, as soon as you try to do stuff like that, you're going to start hearing a lot of like weird distorted artifacts, so a lot of digital distortion, and this plugin does a really excellent job of not doing that kind of stuff. Even if you bring your gain all the way up. So that's the gain all the way up, but it still kind of has a soft characteristic to it. So that's one thing that I really like about it. I think that this amp setting or this plugin is very, very good for leads. I think that if I do any sort of lead work, I will always come to the Plini plugin. Or whereas if I was going to do anything with rhythms, I feel like it just doesn't have enough punch, not enough like gut to it. And I read that if you actually go through the IRs, and as you can see here, there's a custom IR setting. If you load up a custom IR, it does help a lot with that sort of stuff, because I'm sure the power is here. It's just that the IR that they have loaded is very soft and rounded at the top end. So here we're at the Plini high gain rhythm. As you can already hear, there is noise. So I'll just turn on the gate here. So with this guy, as you can see, the gain is turned all the way down. Bass is kind of up at around 7, mids are about 4, trebles about 5, master 5, presence about 6, and it sounds a lot like this. And that's pretty much like the closest I can get it to sounding like a metal balls to the wall amp, which is not that bad. But once again, like I said, it doesn't, the gain knob, it doesn't really change that much. So let's turn the gain just all the way up, for example. Like it got way louder, but that's like the only real difference I noticed. It's not like it got... See what I mean? All right, so now that we're actually into the demo that I made here, I want to go over a couple little things that I think can make or break your purchase depending on how you feel. Once again, I'd like to reiterate, I'm 100% for this plugin, but you know, I feel like everyone who's reviewed this plugin has done nothing but kind of, you know, just excellent, no problems, and I feel like there are a few problems, not a lot of problems, but there are a few problems that should be addressed, especially for someone who like maybe they only have enough money to buy just this plugin, or maybe enough money to buy one amp sim and they want to know like the drawbacks versus like what's good about it. So that's what this is going to be, good versus bad.
Whoa there, everybody. Hey, remember, budget. You can't do that. No. Can't do that.
Yeah, I know there's no budget, but we can't even put a picture on the screen? We have no money? Really?
For the last time, this is the last time I'm telling you, budget. It's zero. We ain't got nothing. Can't do nothing. Nothing.
All right, whatever. Let's start with the pros. So like I said, the pros, excellent lead guitar. Excellent. Absolutely love this thing for leads. It sounds fantastic. As soon as you turn on any preset, it sounds good. And sometimes with presets, it can sound bad, especially depending on what guitar you're using, pickups, strings, all that sort of stuff plays huge factors. But it seems like no matter what guitar I used it through, it always sounded fantastic. And I think that is a huge plus. So good job on that one. The drawback I've noticed is that it can be very CPU heavy. So basically, when I was making this demo, I encountered a lot of CPU problems because if anyone knows Plini, which I'm sure we do, he really likes to layer things. Like, you will hear maybe 2 guitars going, but if you actually dissect the track, there's usually about like 6 tracks going all at once. So, of course, as you can see in my demo, I have a lot of guitar tracks going on here. But even with all these tracks, I was encountering CPU problems, which is pretty incredible because, like, even when I was working on my album with my band, some tracks were even, I had some that were even like 60, 70 tracks, and my computer could handle it. So I'm not sure if it's a CPU thing. I'm not sure if I didn't set up the plugin correctly, but that is one thing that I noticed, and I thought that should be shared. Another thing that I noticed was, like I said, the whole high gain thing. It's another kind of drop off for me. Like I said, I'll always use it for leads. I think this is my go-to lead plugin from now on. But as far as doing rhythm patches, I may either find something new, or I might just keep using my Axe Effects plugins that my Axe Effects presets that I made for my band's album. Let me show you an example of what I'm talking about. So right here, I have 2 guitars going right here, and these 2 guitars are from a rhythm patch that I made in something other than the Plini plugin. So let's just take a listen to this and see how it sounds, and I'll show you what it sounds like with the Plini rhythms. So there's that, and then if we do the same thing, but we go over to the Plini plugins over here, and for these, I chose Electric Sunrise's rhythm patch and Selenium Forest's rhythm patch. And if we listen to those, it sounds like this. So as you can see, there's a huge difference there. So once again, I'll play them back to back. So I'll play the Plini ones first, and then the other ones I made after. So huge night and day difference there. Thank you for listening to my ramblings. I will see you guys after the demo so we can wrap up this whole thing. See you later.
Alright, so good news. Very good news, actually.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I like good news. I love good news. All right, lay it on me.
So we actually got an investor. I was just on the phone in the the old office here, not a closet. We have an investor. So the budget is now going from this. It's there we go, $10.
So you're telling me that we can have an end screen?
There you go. do something, I guess. I don't know. $10. There you go. Merry Christmas.
Yes.